There we go. Got it queued up. We got some ways to go here. We got a ways to go. Which one are we working on now? We did fetch. Let's do some historic for Rocket Pool while we wait for folks. Okay. Rocket Pool GitHub. There we are. While we wait for folks, Rocket Pool. Okay, we're going to share. Nope. Going to share. Come on, friend. Oh, there we go. I'll share that. See if anyone jumps in. Or if I'm all by myself. Don't want to be all by myself. Rocket Pool is D79. Everybody probably got work in the morning, right? D79. So we need to update this. Update all these values so it dumps it. There we go. See where we're at with rates. 3809. Get my stopwatch handy because this is going to be the first time I'm running the script for Rocket Pool, getting historical data for it. So I like to run it to see how long the API calls take. And we are going to, now we got to historic. All right, we are rolling. So you can't really see that. We'll bring that up a little bit more so you can see it all. Live for 3 minutes. No viewers yet. All right, stop 24. Let's run. Okay. Ran in about 24 seconds. Let's put that in our data so we know. Oh, we already know how many API calls it makes. 58. Yep, ran in about 30 seconds. All right, we're rolling again. Got our second E79 should be updated here. So why don't we go? So right now it's it's running through all of these dates one at a time, and it's posting it into these cells here. So we're going to go over to and share. Come on, friend, and share our builder. We should see it in row 79. We can see it starting to populate here. So as it populates, next one should be G. And what it's doing is it's getting the developers over time. And there we go, 213 developers over time. And it's just going to populate this whole row of Rocket Pool, the number of unique contributors over time. So it started here in Q1 of 2020, 178. And then in Q2, Q3, Q4. Next one, it's going to be Q1 2021. That's what the script is running through. It's getting all of this historical data of unique contributors so we can get some interesting trend lines going here. There we go, 223. And I've added some color coding to my sheet, you can see historic data. I am through 79 protocols of historical data all the way back to Q1 of 2020. And so we're going to get some interesting trend lines. Green essentially says if there was more than a 5% increase of developers between the previous quarter, it's green. If it's 0 to 5%, it's light green. If it's no change, it's supposed to be yellow. So you can see 94 to 94, that's why means there's no change. And then orange means there was a 0 to 5% change in active developers quarter over quarter. And red means there was more than a 5% decrease in the opposite direction. So that's what the colors mean. Just gives a good visual representation of the direction that the chains are moving for trends. Yo, Bobby. What's up, Bobby? Good to see you, man. First one in. Glad to have you back. I'm running historical scripts now on all of the blockchains. And so right now we're running it through for Rocket Pool. So you can see here on line 79. Oh, that one just popped up there, number 261. The next one that's going to pop up is in column M, which will be for Q2 of 2022. And so the script is running and it's going to populate this whole row for Rocket Pool over time. And it's running. It is running here in the terminal. Here's my terminal right here. It's running. So you can see the last one it updated was cell M279, 226. It's still running. So once it gets the next report, it'll dump that into the spreadsheet. There you go. There's the next report. 131 in N79, right, for Q3 2022. And so this is like my programs I had before, but now I have it running historical data. And you can see that right here in this part of the script where I designate what is the GitHub organization. And then I tell it the date ranges, right? So all the way back from Q1 2020 to Q4 of 2023. And this section just tells it which cell in the Excel spreadsheet to dump it in so it doesn't overwrite the data. And right now we just got through Q4 of 2022. Oh, there we go. Another one just dropped for Q1. So we are right here in the script. So it'll be probably a couple more minutes and it'll finish. And it dumps it right over here, right? So it just keeps dumping it in the Rocket Pool line here. Okay. So trends, you can see it's all over the place here. So here's what I'm starting to compile from trends. This will be in the second report. But in here over time, you can see from the previous bear market, start of the previous bear market, Q4 2021 to present, we talk about how many developers a project gained or lost in the previous cycle, right? So red, interesting, you can see most of the top coins actually lost developers, even Ethereum. Even Ethereum with the highest number of developers from the previous bear cycle to current lost developers, 27, right? BNB lost 164, XRP lost 19, etc. Couple gained, right? So last time we talked about USDC being kind of the gold standard of stable coins from a developer perspective right now. Cardano gained, right? Toncoin gained. But the interesting thing is as you get out of the top coins, look at all this green here. Well, actually, wait, hold on. We are only running our script right there, right? So a lot of these coins, Conflex, because we're running Rocket Pool right now. So Rocket Pool is up to date, but then everything from 80 onward That's a lot of green, but I haven't run the historic script for all these yet. See, if you go back over here, there you go, Conflux. Look, there's no, it's all red because I haven't run the script there yet. So anyway, let's see. Yep, it should have finished. So we can go back to our IDE. Here we go. Yep, we can see it's done. Last one it updated. There we go. S79, 83 developers. Perfect. All right, so our next one we're doing is for Conflux. So again, let's see where we ended up on API calls. Like I said last time, API calls is the number of times that per hour my software is allowed to talk to GitHub to get it, right? So every time my program runs, it is making a call to GitHub, and that is one API call. Okay, I can do a max of 5,000 per hour. You can't really see it. Let me bring it up there. There, you can see. So 5,000 per hour, and I've got 2,700, about half of them left, right? So if I go over to Conflux, let's see, because that's our next one we're running. Okay, Conflux, when it's run right here, you can see column C, row 80, makes 104 API calls every time it's used. So you can kind of think of it, it's got to run to get the data for 4 years worth of developer report, right? It's going to be called, this is going to be called 16 times. So 16 times 104, whatever that, it's about 1,800 API calls that it's going to use. So let's do that now. Let's go and Conflux GitHub. There we go. There's the GitHub. Again, we're going to copy that. We're going to bring it back into, oh, I'm going to need the new cells. We're in row 80 this time. Okay. Okay, so we're going to add in the new org name to our software. Okay, and we don't want it in 79. That's where Rocket Pool just ran. So if I don't change this data, it'll just overwrite the data, right? Because that's where Rocket Pool is in row 79. So I need the columns to stay the same because the columns represent the dates, but I need the rows to change because each project's on a different row. So we're going to jump up to row 80 for all of our data. There we go. That's all we need to change. Just the project name and where we want the data to go. Save it. We can run the same, here I'll pull it up. There we go. We're just gonna run that same script again because we just changed the input fields, we saved it, and so we can run it again with the new data, and now it's running again, we can see. How long does it take to run? A single time, about 50 seconds. So we should start seeing data populate. Again, our first cell we're going to see is D80 in our spreadsheet. HTTP error 409 client error conflict. Oh, yeah. There we go. 325 lists all the developers. It's a lot of developers. Look at that. Holy cow. That is a lot of developers. Lists the active projects too. Okay. And it said it updated D80. Sorry, you can't see that, can you? My face is in the way. There we go. Says it updated D80. So we can go back to our build port. And there we go. We see it right there. 325. There we go. And the second one just dropped in, 286. And so it'll just keep dropping in about every minute right across this column. Some of them run fast. Excuse me. Some of them don't. Just kind of depends. Again, it depends on how many projects or repositories they have within the organization. One that was giving me fits today was, oh, Mana. Mana was giving me fits today because every time it runs in 5 minutes and it uses 541 API calls. So just running Mana took me like 3.5 hours, just this one project. But then a project like Chiliz that only uses 6 API calls and runs in about 5 seconds took about a minute or a minute and a half to run. So there we go. Got more data. That one just popped in, 229. And again, if it's staying red, that means that they lost developers over the previous quarter, right? So the color coordinating is just trying to visually show you, did they gain or lose? Orange, okay, lost a few more, less than 5%, but they lost some. Excuse me. I think what we might do here, Bobby, too, is do Casper. Because I said last time I was going to do Casper, and I'm really curious about Casper. It's not. I mean, it's all the way down here in my list. Where is it? Where are you, Cass? There you are, 120. Still got a ways to go before I actually get there, but I'm just curious about Casper. I don't know. Do you hold Casper, Bobby? They just had some bad news too. One of their major partnerships filed for bankruptcy, and apparently they didn't know it. So people are all hot and bothered about it. So anyway, oh, there we go. More data. 199. So actually, Conflux, interestingly, from this bear market or start of the bull market into the bull run. Oh, that's a big jump. Look, it started at 325, lost developers, big jump there. Okay, it's interesting. All right, after this one, I'm doing Casper. Actually, while we wait, or while it keeps running, because it's going to take a couple more minutes here to get through this. Go back to here. We can get Casper queued up. Get Casper queued up. There we go. All right, Casper. We'll do Casper next. So, because I've already saved this file, when you run the software, it uses the last save version of the file, so I can actually edit it. And as long as I don't save the file, it won't mess up my script that's currently running. So I'll just get it all queued up, but then before I run it, I'll just need to save the file. So Casper, we're jumping here. I think I said 120. Yep, row 120. Row 120. So we got to change this to 120, 120, 120, 120. Oh, nope, I need that. Why does that syntax look weird? Oh, that's why. Never mind. 120. I don't hold cash for looking at it. No, you're all good, man. You are all good. Apparently, Sunday night is not the night to do a spontaneous live stream where people will tune in. Well, people can watch it later too. All right. All right, so I can't save it yet, but I've got all my where I need the data to go. I've updated the org from GitHub, and this should still be rolling here. Yep. Yep. What are we at? 80. Yeah. This error here happens for a variety of reasons. So if you see this pop up, sometimes, usually it means that it's looking for a GitHub repository or it finds one that hasn't been initialized. Which, if it hasn't been initialized, it means that there's not going to be any commits to it anyway. So a lot of times, if someone makes a GitHub repo, but it's not publicly listed, the API can still see it because it's still under the organization. So it's almost like someone started a project, but then didn't do anything with it, like didn't even initialize it. So that's usually where this error comes from. It can come from other things too, but I started seeing this in my scripts and I was, 409 means it's a client error. So it's their server isn't recognizing my request for this particular project here. So, but it's finding the other projects. There you go. Those are all, it's listing all the active projects. 25, not bad. And then all the unique contributors from, what is that, Q3 2022? Yeah, 107. It's not nothing. It is not nothing. Okay, got another one. Yeah, it's going P80. We're getting close. We're getting close. There we go. So you can kind of see the trend there. So gain developers, lost, lost. Gained a couple, stagnant, lost developers, gained developers, lost developers. Two more. Two more. Then we can save the Casper and run Casper. So where did Casper end up? 26 for this quarter. There we go. Got to scroll down. 26 for this last quarter. Uh, 95. Last one. 64 is what we had before. Let's see. $65. There we go. So it changed by one. Added one since when I last ran it a couple weeks ago. That can happen. You can actually go in and revise a Git history to include a commit or mark a commit earlier than it was. So someone asked me, why does the commit history change if you run the script and it goes through the end of the year? Well, you can revise Git history. And so sometimes you'll see that where the numbers won't be exact because more than likely someone went in and changed a commit time. It's very rare. You're not really supposed to do that, but you It could also be, I believe, if someone commits something but it's not merged yet, when it does get merged. No, that shouldn't happen though. It should be when it merged, not when it was committed. So anyway, all right, onward to Casper now. Audience of one. All right, so we've got it ready to go. We just hit save. Actually, let's see how we're doing on our API calls. We're down to 943. How many API calls does Casper use? Have I tracked it yet? I haven't. Okay, this might not work. Uh, might be cutting this live stream short. We'll see. Um, yeah, 943. All right, let's see. I haven't timed this yet, so we're going to get some data on Casper on how many calls it uses. Let's see. All right, and I'll time it too. 3, 2, 1, go. We're running. Bring up another terminal window. Several client errors. Oh, okay. 880. 880 API calls. Now I got to see what it was. $880. There we go. We started at 943. So 943, 63. Uses 63 API calls. This might be tough. And it runs in about 20 seconds. So make note of that. All right, we're rolling though. We're getting data. 6 active projects from 2020. Here's all the active contributors. 108. And it's updating that cell. It's great. It is rolling. Here we go. We can see right there. It's dumping our data. What do they end up with? 26. Ooh. So compared to Q1 of 2020, they're down about, what is that, 2/3? Something like that, 40% of their developers. Let's look over at trends now. Where's Casper? There we go. Yep, lost 43 developers from the start of the last bull market or the last cycle. See, what I think what will be valuable about this is, who has been building, um, since the bear market. We the bank. What's up, man? Welcome back. We are running Casper right now as we speak. It is running. Bring it up for you. It is running. So I modified my program, and what it does now is I can put in an organization. I tell it which cells to dump it into, and I put the date range. So now I can run my script once and get historical data across the board. So we're running it for Casper right now. So you can see when it's run, it'll tell you, hey, so this one from Q3 2021, these were the active projects for Casper. And there were 24 during that span. Sorry, I'll move my thing up so you can see. Then it tells you what were the unique contributors in that project. And hey, what up, G? We're running Casper right now. We're finding out the builders in Casper. And anyway, here are all the unique contributors from Casper during that time too. Total 162 during that period. And it's still running right now. So it's doing that for all of these date ranges, basically from Q1 2020 onward. So now if we go back here, there we go. It's dumping our data. So you can see for Casper, they started with 69, then they ramped up to 108, 119, lost a couple, lost a couple, lost a couple, ramped up again. And so now it's putting the data. So the next one will be an O. Oh, there it just went, 76. Okay. Now it's going to go into 2023. Yeah, we're finding out the lowdown with Casper right now. Well, we know where they ended, or more recently. They had 26 active devs last quarter, right? And they started with, sorry, not necessarily, but in 2021, they started with 69 active devs, right? Okay. There you go, 68. Oh, wait, did it just, oh, you know what? I bet it died. 0, 0, 0. Let's go back and see. Remember I said I wasn't sure if we had enough API calls? I got a feeling, because when it'll do that, it'll just, yep, those are all the devs. Let's see. 68 P120, which was Q1 2023, and then it gave us 0, 0, 0. Forbidden! You are forbidden from doing this. I got a hunch that we're out of API calls. Game over. When does that reset? Let me see. Let me see when this resets. Convert this time stamp to Central Time. Let's see when our reset starts, because I don't speak machine language. This tells me when I get all my API calls back. But I have to ask ChatGPT. Corresponds to 10:53 Central Standard Time. Oh man. Well, we got to finish Casper, right? We can't just leave Casper the way it is, right? So I'll hang out for at least 20 minutes, but maybe we can try to find some interesting findings on what I'm finding on my trends. How about that? All right. While we wait for the API calls to come back in about 15 minutes, go over here. So I'll show you what I've been working on. So I've color coded everything. So you can see I've actually run historical data for the top 80 chains so far. and I'm gonna work my way through the rest. So I think we stopped somewhere around here with Q1. I think Sia Coin was the last one because I think my first stream we did Manta. We tried doing Ronin. We did Fetch. We're doing Casper right now. Um, but I'm going to do historical data for all these coins. And some very interesting things are emerging already. One I noticed in particular was one of the stronger ones was Flow. Here's what's interesting about Flow. At least I think it's interesting, right? So they started, sorry, not they started necessarily, but with the earliest data I have, Q1 2020, they had 154 developers. Now, then you can see they had 2 quarters of growth. Okay, slight regression. Then a full year of more than 5% growth. Okay, then another 9 months of growth. And yes, they've regressed in the bear market, but most of the chains have over the course of a bear market. In fact, I've added a new tab, a trends tab, which says what I've done is, hey, let's compare how many developers they had at the start of the last cycle through current time, right? Through the return of the bull run, right? And what this does is it tells you, hey, have they gained developers or lost developers in a bear market? I think that's super important because that, to me, that would be the sign of a healthy project. Because a lot of unhealthy projects have gone away um, or have stopped building. Why? Because there's less money in a bear market, right? People aren't just throwing money at these coins at these projects. So you can even see, like, interesting, most of the top coins have lost developers until this last quarter, right? So we've kind of highlighted some of them. Um, USDC, okay, from the start of the previous cycle to current is up 41 developers. Okay, Cardano. Okay, a lot of people have were disappointed with how far down on the list Cardano was in terms of active developers. Well, compared to the previous cycle, they're actually up. They're one of the few top chains that are up on devs from the previous cycle. Toncoin was another one. Kronos, but you can see most of the top chains by market cap lost developers. XRP down 19, BNB down 164. Ethereum, again, with the most developers, is actually down from the last cycle working on Ethereum. Okay, same with Polkadot, right? Again, these are strong chains, but they're down. But if you get if you get a little bit deeper, again, look at Flow. Flow really jumped out to me because they have gained 75 developers. Okay, Maker is another one. They gained 155. Immutable X, they were what, top 10 in the blockchain builders report for active devs? Man, and they've gained 126 developers from the last cycle. Okay, VeChain up 30. And again, to me it's significant because these are essentially the bear market builders, right? These are the ones that were hiring and bringing on devs in a bear market. That's very hard to do in crypto. It's very hard to do, right? I mean, you had other ones like Phantom, okay? Lost almost 200 developers. And these ones, don't pay attention to these ones yet because I haven't ran the script to get historical data, right? We're doing we just did Conflux, right? So from basically ApeCoin up, you see a lot of green here. This all this is it just has it's all, it's all blank here. See? Oh, not there. There you go. See? It's all blank. So all it's doing is it's taking the value from Q4 and comparing it to the value from 2020 Q1. And so that's why it's all green right now. So I saw that at first and I was like, got really excited. It's like, oh man, there's some gems down here seeing all this green compared to what's at the top. And for sure there is some spread out, but yeah, this is I'm curious the further we go down the list, how many green coins we're going to have here, how many bear market builders we're going to have outside of the top 100 because I think we there might be some gems there. So, all right, do we believe the rate? Limit check. Yeah, we're still out. All right. What else is interesting? Um yeah, I don't know. I mean, again, you see there's pockets of trends. And what I want to do is be able to visualize this in a way where you can kind of graph this. And so you can see over time the different chains on like a line graph or a bar graph. Uh, I'll just say, as someone who doesn't, um, who is not an Excel guru, making a chart on Excel, man, that's a spiritual gift. I'm just going to say that because I tried messing with this. Or is it? Do I have it yet? Oh no, I think I just got rid of it. But I've been trying to put like this graph together based on this data, and even ChatGPT can't help me. So must be a me problem. Mana was a big surprise to me. Um, Man, they got a lot of devs. They got a lot of devs. Now again, they're down quite a bit, right? 186 just this last quarter, but consistently over the bear market, you look at them. I mean, yeah, they lost. They've just been down, then they're up, down, and then they're up again, down, up, down, down. Like really, was this the last 2 quarters? I guess they did have 2 quarters of consecutive decline in 2020, and that's it. And you can't say that for most of the chains in the top 60. Even Ethereum. I mean, even Ethereum, again, we kind of think of them as the gold standard for development activity, right? And even Ethereum had, multiple back to back quarters of developer decline, active developer decline. Um, Chains in particular that woke up this quarter, Stellar, little bit, not by much, but 258 to 250. Okay. Cosmos, Atom, 368 to 390. Okay, Monero woke up a little bit. What else we got? USDC we've talked about. Bitcoin up a little bit in terms of active developers. Maker, we already mentioned Maker. Bitcoin SV. EOS. EOS has still got people building on it. Okay, 135 devs. That's not nothing. I know EOS gets a lot of crap. It used to be like a top 10 coin by market cap. Now it's all the way down to what? I don't even know where it is. This rank isn't necessarily by market cap, just so you know. It was at one point, but then I just started adding coins. So it's not ranked necessarily by market cap there. Clayton. Okay, I don't know. And some of these coins I know nothing about. All I'm doing is pulling their code. That's all I'm doing. Or sorry, pulling the developers of their code. That's all I'm doing. But Clayton, man, jumped from 108 to 175. DYDX was up. And then again, we don't know about these ones just yet, but I know I'm just kind of buying time until the GitHub overlords say I can pull their data again. Nope, we're still at 0. I think we got about, what was it they say? About 4 more minutes. And then we get all of the APIs back. Ha ha ha. Not all of them, just 5,000. That's all they give. I was curious if GitHub had a right, like sometimes you can pay to have additional APIs, um, like access. But GitHub, I don't believe allows you to do that, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would have definitely paid for more. All right, you guys let me know if something looks interesting. You're kind of seeing the trends over time here for a lot of these coins. So, uh, anything look interesting to anyone? I need to look into more Internet Computer. It was a top chain by number of devs. 291. And I ran I made my script for Gala now that the code is public, but as you can see, it's still a 0 because they just made commits this year, but not last year. But it should be good to go for Q1 to pull data from Gala chain. I know oh, Rain was super bullish on them. So, yeah, man, appreciate it, Bank. I just kind of figure as I go through it, I don't mind sharing it, but I think it'll be helpful to have it aggregated too in like a concise report. But hopefully this adds like a level of transparency to the work too. It doesn't feel like just some computer programmer black box pushing numbers and buttons. All right, how we doing? We got to be getting close. We're so close, friends. Please. Oh, still 0. Lying. Here, I'll show you. See. 0, 0, 0, 0. Once it says 5,000 available, we're going. Although, oh wait, some of the script already ran. So to save my API calls, I should figure out which cells still need to run, and I can modify my script so it doesn't repeat the process. Let's see, Q120. Oh, okay, yeah, we're close. So I can get rid of this. Save that. We close? Ha! Look at that. Look at that. We got it back. All right. Now we'll get through Casper here. So modified the script to just start where we left off. I'm gonna save it. We're gonna run it again. I'm going to insert that back into my script now that I saved it and ran it. All right. We'll see the rest of the Casper. Can they be categorized? Yeah, I can categorize them. I just haven't gotten to that yet. I think it's also I'm thinking of using tags instead because like some of them because some of the ecosystems are very interoperable with each other and they have bridges between them. So like Polkadot and Ethereum, but then also Polkadot and Cosmos, and then also Cosmos and Ethereum. So it's like, do you link, like, how do you link when there's multiple links? How do you link them together from an ecosystem perspective? That's what I got to figure out how to do. Now, some of these are going to show more developers because they have more potential for things to be developed on their chains, correct? Is there a way to divide them into Web3, D, DeFi? Yeah, yeah, there's a way to do that. All right, there we go, Casper. Got one more. Ooh, that was a big jump. 103, 114, 130. Let's check the receipts, shall we? Yep, it's done. All right, so it gave me all the developers for the last quarter. It says there's 15 active projects. I'll show you. We'll end on this one too. All right, so here we go. Active projects for the last quarter. Here they are. They say there's 15 of them. Okay, and same thing within those projects from Q4. Here are all the active developers. 130. It's a lot more than I had before. Let's double check this. Right. Let's check our receipts. Okay. So it said Casper Association portal. There it is. Okay. Let's go to contributors. One. Well, there was one commit in that date range, and it was for Brad John L. Let's see if Brad John L is there. There we go. Brad John L. He's there. Okay. Let's try. It's another active project. That's just one. Portal backend. I think we saw this one. Okay. Oh, no, didn't go far enough back. There we go. Portal backend. Yeah. And again, essentially what I'm doing here by clicking on all these links, this is what my software does automatically. So instead of manually doing this, the software just does it for you way faster. Okay. So we're interested in this. Oh, Brad John. Okay. We saw him already. Let's try so we know he's in there, right? What was another one? Dev Porter Welcome LP was one. Okay. Here we go. Insights, contributors. Is it going to be Brad John again? Hey, we got two. We got Brad John and M. Salmaron. All right, let's see if M. Salmaron is there. There's Brad John. Oh, there we are. M. Salmeron. All right, let's do one more. Okay, and I'll validate this later. Casper node. Okay. All right. Casper node. Casper node. Insights. Contributors. Ooh, a lot going on here. All right, let's pull the data we need. Oh, a lot of people in this one. Okay. Hey, we see our friend Brad John again. Let's try to take a couple of these. We're looking for Fitsky 20, Mark Casper Labs, and Fraser 999. Okay. Fitsky 20. Let's see, Fitsky 20. There we go. Fitsky 20. All right, let's look for Mark Casper Labs. There we go. Mark Casper Labs. Let's look for Fraser 999 with a capital F. So I think we got to go up for capitalization. There we go. And I got the other one in front of me. Let's just keep going. Jazak Casper with a lowercase j. There we go. Rob Casper with a lowercase. Rob Casper's there. Okay. Rafal CH. Lowercase. Yep. Omaz. Yep. Sachuri. Yep. Asdrin with an A. Yep. Man, we hit all of them. Boithios with a capital B. Boithios. Yep. M. Paper Ski. I'm just making sure we check the receipts here. What was it? M. Paper Ski. There we go. M. Paper Ski. We had Brad John again. We already saw Brad John. And Alexander Limonov with a capital A. Alexander Limonov. There we go. All right. So pretty good certainty it is catching all of the active commits in the projects. Okay. And I'll go through and I'll validate it for the rest of them. But that's kind of boring. So we did that with about 15 contributors on Casper. So we have pretty good certainty that the program ran as intended. And as we can see, from our blockchain builders here, we captured the active developers. So that's, wow, look at that though. So just on the bear market trends, Casper started with 69 previous cycle, and most recent quarter they had 130. So we should see, yeah, look at that. Plus 61 devs. It's a green project from a developer standpoint. That's awesome. So anyway, thanks for joining in, guys. We did Casper tonight, and I got work in the morning, and I'm tired. So I'm going to go to bed, and you should too. But until next time, keep it real, guys. Appreciate you. Take care.